292 677666. You want a horse? Link Claudia Davis, man. You want a piece of land? She are the real big woman. Miss Davis, she are the real big woman. Which she coulda never go wrong with she. You can put horse and a van through she. You can put acre land and a Miss D are the real big woman. Which she coulda never go wrong with she. You can put horse and a van through she. You can put acre land. She tell me pre-smart, pre-better. Get your own damn place so you prefer it. Dear me wife of the sign up letter. NHD them a reagent setter. Plus me don't get a youth of a member. My son just on table in December. And she do construction too. She will build your house for you and you get it well rendered. Davis, she are the real big woman. Which she coulda never go wrong with she. You can put house and a van through she. You can put acre land and a Miss D are the real big woman. Which she coulda never go wrong with she. You can put house and a van through she. You can put acre land. She now start it and left you there. Me I tell your brother, yes, she well prepared. And if you're meeting enough farmer pangarang, she give you liar, brother, pay your fear. She are the best RST agent. She help the need if you stop pay rent. They don't care about mind them, just give me strength by steel and gravel and black and cement out. Now me house that I build up on the high, me and save some me money gone up in the sky from. Baby Claudia, me say me not lie, bank have money and me pocket never giant. They swear for me life, say me son them have to fly so. Hypocrite pagan while we die, and you can't stop Claudia Davis on try. Every day another house gone Miss Davis, she are the real big woman. Which she coulda never go wrong with she. You can put house and a van through she. You can put acre land and a Miss D are the real big woman. Which she coulda never go wrong with she. You can put house and a van through she. You can put acre land. Yeah man, you know. It's Claudia Davis. Pick up yourself. That's a like, subscribe, and share. Claudia Davis. And get your house anywhere. Just be prepared without enough fear.
Morning, everyone.
Morning, everyone. Am I awake? Morning, everyone. Oh, morning. Morning, Joy. Morning, Zoe. That song is doing a good job of waking me up.
Morning,
Yes.
Lexi. And morning, Farah.
Morning.
We also have Andrea on, Nadine, morning, and RPW and Beverly R. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Morning. I have to reload. I think I'm frozen.
No, you're not frozen.
I'm not seeing a chat.
Try refreshing the screen then. Shakira, good morning, ladies. Still sleeping too. Long week, long month. Yeah. I don't know, but September felt unusually long this month. I don't know. Like I was very busy for one. And plus the rains that we had all month slowed me down to do like a lot of things. So I felt like I was just always chasing the clock this month. I'm almost like I'm born in September, but I'm happy to see September almost behind me. Hoping October will be a little lighter. Heather, good morning, grand rising. Thank you, Heather. And Naku says, good morning, ladies. Morning, Naku. We're just waiting for mom to come back online. She was trying to refresh her screen to see what's going on. How was everyone's week, though? Got any real estate goals accomplished or any other goals? I do feel that I'm now at the fourth quarter of the year, and so a lot of things I have on my list do. I feel like I really need to start getting them done. I do have some news on the IVF front as well. They finally registered me for IVF, so I'm like, yes, that's finally gonna get started because I've had that goal for basically 4 years though. So um, God's finally working on getting those plans that I've been making for 4 years into action. So we'll see how the rest of the quarter goes for that. And I know mom's been working on her book, so that's good news. Hopefully she can finish it by the end of the year and we can get it published for you guys. She's still not back on? One moment. Let me give her a ring. See if she has any challenges. You mean you're not getting back into Gmail? You have internet? What's the error message you're receiving? Mm-hmm. Um, you see the Ethernet cord that you just plugged in? Plug it out and plug it back out. Yeah, plug it out and plug it back in. WhatsApp? All right, let me try and send it. Where on WhatsApp you go to the what? Right. So but if you don't have any internet, it's not going to work. You would go to the search bar and just type WhatsApp web. WhatsApp web. WEB. Mm-hmm. Did electricity go or anything happen? Okay. What you can do is leave the door slightly open so that the signal reaches you a little better. Well, yeah. Okay. All right. So mom's having a little issue connecting to the internet on her computer. So she's gonna try and log on via her cell phone and join us in a few minutes. All right. So Heather says lots of tornadoes and rain. Lots of people lost their lives in the south. I guess this is the south of the USA, right? Big U to the building code in Jamaica. I think in Jamaica we over reinforce our building.
Am I in?
Yeah, mom, you're in. Signal is a bit poor, but you are in.
Signal is poor. Digital.
Yes, your video is very grainy.
Samsung. Hmm.
I
I'm
don't know.
seeing it. I'm seeing myself very clearly though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not sure why I don't have any internet signal. It says I am connected. All right, let's get on with the show.
We can hear you pretty well though, which is what's important.
What's happening though is I'm not seeing the comments. What do I
Um,
click?
so turn your computer in.
In portrait mode, landscape mode?
Mm-hmm. And do you see the things at the side?
No,
No.
maybe I need to click something here. Hold on.
Really, there's like a little.
All right, I'm seeing it now. There's a message icon.
Okay, wonderful. And mom, tilt your screen down a little so we're not seeing the ceiling light as much. Yeah, that's it.
All right.
All right. So while you are away, Heather was noting that there's lots of tornadoes and rains in the south, and lots of people lost their lives. And she was saying, big up to the building code that's in Jamaica. Because at least in the hurricanes, most of our houses are still standing.
Okay. So they had I've been following the news. So the storm was devastating for that region.
It sounds that way, yes.
Okay. And they had what? Flooding and houses. Well, the houses are made of lumber, right? So they do have a challenge when a hurricane hits.
Hmm.
Mm.
But it's cost why they don't build them out of block and steel, right? The cost.
Or it could be the climate.
They're in Florida and Texas. You've got a climate.
Oh, they have weather like ours.
Worse, more hot, if that's even possible.
It could be that they don't have the aggregates. They don't have, remember, we have mountain ranges, we have rivers, so we can mine sand and so on, shingle from the rivers. We have mountain ranges that we can dig down for marl and so on. Matter of fact, we in Jamaica, we export aggregates to some countries who literally just don't have any of those. When we say aggregates, I mean sand and gravel, right? So fine sand, coarse gravel, all of these different range of aggregates. So we have that. So part of in any region where you are, what you use for your housing is dependent on what you have in abundance. So we have that in abundance. But I guess in Florida and those places, they probably don't have that. They have lumber because they actually grow whole forests, trees, and so on. So they use what they have.
We don't have,
Hmm?
we import lumber.
We import lumber. We also import steel. So those are the only two things we don't have here. But we have everything else. We have the aggregates, we have the cement. So, but basically the aggregate and the cement alone can't hold up a house, right? You need a steel component. The steel is like skeleton. of it, just like our skeleton structure. The steel is like the skeleton of the building. That's what holds it up, right? So I guess they're using what they have in their region. Unfortunately, it's not conducive to storms and hurricanes and flooding and so on.
Why they don't just import
What?
the aggregate? I mean, we're not that far from them.
Tony, if the US decide to import to take our aggregate, we would have no mountain. We wouldn't even have enough for ourselves to build. I mean, I'm gonna lick down the whole thing. Hmm?
This might as well.
Yeah, you see how many boulders I had to get to go out to the airport to block. Remember we had this hurricane once that totally kind of wiped out the Palisados Road, the road
Mhm.
that takes us to the airport, and they had to get boulders. And all those boulders, actually, I saw the trucks that came from up Red Hills. All those big boulders that you see bracing that wind there now came from up Red Hills. And I tell you, some serious big stone. So if a big country like the US decide to take that natural resource from us,
Mhm.
it's not a it's and remember stones and rocks don't grow overnight, they take years to grow.
Years to grow.
Yeah, so it's not like it's a something that you can replenish fast. So no, but we do sell aggregates to some of the smaller nations, smaller than us, right?
All right. So Sharika Farah and GRW was saying congratulations to my one step in the right direction for IVF now. So literally a
Thank
one
you.
step, but it's
Thank you, ladies. You're one step.
yes, so that's good.
What's
And
one step? One step means what?
one step was my registration this week.
Oh, one step. Okay.
And Lexi says, Tony, we want a rose among the thorns of Xander and Zaman. I know, right? I'm hoping
A rose. Well, we can only wish,
uh,
we can't determine it. We can only wish, right? We just want a healthy child.
I know I did ask my doctor though if I could choose. And my
Mm.
doctor is it is our policy to transfer the healthiest embryo, be it boy or girl.
And that's not a good policy that. If there ever was a good policy, that is it. Right there. I mean, come on. Boy or girl, it shouldn't matter. It's just that you do have some differences in how you raise boys and girls. There is there's a difference. Yeah, I'm learning it now. There is a real difference, guys. So
You have to have patience and nerves of steel when dealing with boys. I mean, like every action that they take is like they're on a suicide mission. And I'm like, this kid has no thought patterns when he's doing stuff. And I'm realizing, no, they don't. They're just doing things. And every minute
they're
you're catching somebody, brushing off somebody's knee and saying, does it hurt here? I mean, I don't remember you doing any of those things to us.
no, but you see, boys, you see the hormone that the creator gave them, that hormone is to protect the species. So the male species, when he's in his camp with his family and danger approaches, is that testosterone that is gonna jump into play and it's gonna just jump to protect, naturally protect the family or the people in the environment and so on. So the creator in his wisdom gave the male species that ability to literally just jump off a bridge to go save somebody without even second guessing. Yeah, because it is inbred in them. So when you say Xander is able to climb up to the top of something and just chuck off, like Obviously, no, that is just straight instinct. The female species trained to nurture and to, we're more tempered in our response to things. But I think it is the hormones that makes a difference. It's the hormones. Like I said, Xavier playing football with his dad, and he was like the goalkeeper. And man, I tell you, the kid run after every ball, and all when him drop it, he must roll and up again, and it's him that I kick the ball and just say, ouch, rub him side and him gone again. No stopping around here. That's just them. That's just the hormone structure. I believe that's my thought process on it. Because yes, the boys do behave differently, and I realize that they can't sit still, right? They constantly have to be moving and all kind of things going on. So parents, grandparents, it's important when you're babysitting, you have your children, you must have activity for them. Them can't just sit down and like I sit on now watching TV. And he's walking up and down and I'm saying to his mom, is this kid watching the TV? She goes, yes, mom. He's watching the television. I said, how can he be watching television? And he's walking around, he's doing all kinds. So I decided to go turn off the TV now. And I turn off the TV. So I turn off the TV. Come, grandma, no, TV. So I turned on back. I decided to observe him now. So I'm watching him. So he kind of knows what's going on because it is his train thing, Tony. So Xander loves to watch trains, right? Xavier loves to watch helicopters and airplanes. So he will go and they love to watch heavy duty equipment. So the thing is, he knows where in it he wants to stop and look, observe it. Then he goes away again, and he's apparently he's conscious of it in the background kind of thing. He's very conscious of what's going on, even though he's not physically sitting and looking at it straight. That's what I observed. So when the TV time, I just basically say, okay, get him the 1 hour, the 2 hours, and that's it. But he loves his trains and he knows, Tony. The kid knows all the parts of, man, you want to see my show me engine. I said, what kid know engine? Engine and propeller. What next one? One big word one.
I can't remember.
It's the tail of the plane.
It's that
the part that goes up like this. And he says the word and I'm like, what is he talking about? And then I decided to go look it up on Google now. And I realized, this is a big word too. I don't remember it. Trust me, I can't remember it. But he knows the engine, the window, the door, everything. If I get him on a real plane for go play with, a big one. I promise to take them to the airport, but I don't reach it.
At the airport though, Mom?
What I'm gonna do is take them on them can't see the planes landing, especially if in Montego Bay. Because in Montego Bay, I can't literally stand on the road and see the planes landing. But I'm gonna take them to a construction site with the heavy duty equipment, the excavator. You don't know all of those things.
Lexi was saying that 42 people died, lots of devastation.
Oh my gosh. And then the thing with these hurricanes, you will go through one hurricane in the same house. And you say, okay, this hurricane coming, not going to affect me. And then for some reason, this hurricane comes and totally devastates you. So sorry to hear about that. 42 died, you said? 42.
That's a lot of people to die in 2024 for a storm, though.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Certain things that
2024
world we should have solved already.
Yes. But you see, some persons don't evacuate, they don't pay heed to the warnings, they don't pay attention. That's why for the life of me now, I will never own a seaside property. Nowhere in the world. I am not purging myself. And yet some persons just love it. I am not, because every hurricane comes, I'm running up and down, I'm fretting the whole time, my blood pressure gone up. No, no, no. Give me the hill any day. I love the hill. I don't want a shore, no seashore property. Meaning, what I mean is I'm able to step from the house to the shoreline.
Oh, you don't want
Now,
a beachfront property.
beachfront. Right.
Okay.
Right.
But you don't
And
really
I'm
like beach anyway, Mom.
hmm?
You don't like beach.
No. If I go to the beach, it's under duress. And I'm not at the beach. I'm just there reading my book, really.
Mhm.
Yeah. Last time I went to the beach with Tony and her friends and my laptop. I was just chilling. I wasn't doing anything. I was just I have Wi-Fi, thank God.
I know, like I could probably do beach if there was no sand. I don't like sand at all. Like
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't like sand when it's dry and it touch you. I don't like sand when it's wet and it touch you. I can't do sand. I just get all over. I can't get rid of it.
And the cleaning up and the this and the this and the this.
Naku was saying, oh, Alea was saying we are blessed. I didn't know we import these things. Horsted says, good morning. Good morning, Horsted. And Naku says, could it be that they're using what's quick to build? The homes in my neighborhood and others are concrete build. These are older homes, though, built in the 60s.
Probably run out of aggregate.
Run out of aggregate? Maybe.
Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Let's
Some they mine sand also from the river, and then wash it. We have lots of that. I mean, we have a ever resource of that.
Lexi says US makes money off shingle roof. You have to change them every 20 years. So slab that lasts a lifetime, they will not promote that.
And I guess it's costly, huh?
Yeah.
It should be costly. I mean, the thing is, a slab, the concrete block and steel is costly in Jamaica as well. But because we already have the labor force, so everybody, uncle, auntie, a mason, and plumber, and all these things, right? So we have the labor force, sometimes in our own families, right?
Mhm.
So like Tony, you're looking at Tony. Tony's a plumber, right? You're looking at me. I'm a contractor. I did level 1, 2, and 3 at heart in construction, right? So everybody's family in Jamaica have one of those trades or skills or something in them. And they can benefit from that. It is just we have to buy the material, right? Sand or gravel. And depending on where you are, the sand and the gravel is not the same price, depending on where you are. The cement varies a little, just a little. But the other stuff, depending on where you are, you can also use. I see them using river sand and to build and stuff, but I don't. I prefer to use wash sand because river sand comes in and the all-purpose sand, as they call it, come with all kind of things in it. But they buy the wash sand that them already wash out all of the impurities out of the sand, so you have a better finish, a better product, right? But in Jamaica, I tell you, we're blessed. We also have the mountain range. Don't forget the mountain range helps to protect us as well. The Blue Mountain Peak, Long Mountain, you name the mountain in Jamaica. It helps to protect us. I remember once I was in a hurricane. I was up in Papine and Taza Valley. And I'm sitting there in my room. I'm saying, this thing pass yet, this thing pass yet. It was like there was no hurricane because we have a whole mountain range around us, right? And it breaks the wind. So you have to remember that too. So we are blessed to live in a country that I would say our country, Jamaica, is self-sustaining. Because think about it. When the hurricane passes and all the rivers ebb and flow and go out to sea, unless you're in low lying, but for the most part, a lot of persons live on some kind of hill or something.
Mhm.
We can pick up ourselves. Plus, we, as you said, we're in block and steel houses, right? We used to make our houses out of lumber. Back in the day, you can still pass us some houses out of lumber. Like I was at St. Anne's Bay, and I happened to come right in front of the police station. I looked up, built in 1809. I'm like, what? This building's still standing through how many hurricanes? Plus, the top part is made out of wood. I was like, the bottom is like stone, I think, but the top is made out of wood. And the thing is still standing. So, wow, Jamaican engineering. Look how the thing has stand up.
Yeah, but they really need to redo that police
Yeah,
station.
man, they need to take that down. I don't know why they have the police officers in that building. I don't know. It's an eyesore. But and there's no parking, there's nothing like that. Come Jamaica, government moved. Quite frankly, I think I've been to the parish library in St. Anne, St. Anne's Bay, that's where it is. I've been to the parish library in St. Andrew, which is Tamarind Comprise. What a waste. Such a waste of a building. Such a waste of space. So even the parish counts, even the library in St. Anne's Bay, they could have repurposed that for the police station, quite frankly. Seriously. Big and serious.
No,
Maybe put a little section for the library as it is. I went in there and I was looking at the magazines. Yeah, magazine are from? From who?
well,
The date them so
I don't
ridiculous.
agree with that. We cannot repurpose our libraries for police
Why?
station.
Why not?
Two different things happening there.
The library, you see, our libraries now. Who you think using the libraries? Who do you think I go in those libraries and see? Tamarind come have a whole sea of computers. Nobody around them. Everybody at home have them laptop and them tablet. So who you think is going into the library now? Tell me. Who
Now,
are you going to do an
us
investigation?
in the community who don't have access to that computer and internet.
Yeah, but I'm saying that the space is too much for the little piece of the population that don't have it and want to use it. That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
You
and
could literally condense the libraries now to one space, maybe at 20 by 40. You could literally have this library in a 20 by 40 space, archive the whole of them books that nobody's reading. Back in the day, we used to have to go to the library and pour through one bag of encyclopedia because them give a project for them. That ain't happening no more. Everybody come from Google and wherever. So we need to repurpose the libraries across the country. Huh?
But not for police stations.
Why not?
Stations attract some of the worst of their worst. Are you going to put them with the library people? No. Police stations need to be off by itself.
Well, put the library somewhere else. But if the policemen and women,
or maybe if you say switch the police station and the library.
No, that is a thought. Because the library actually have good parking and everything, and there's nobody there. Me was the only car I would pull up in the library. I said to myself, what on earth is going on? I pulled up in the library because I wanted a photocopy of a blueprint. No, of an estimate, right?
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, I saw 3 little people around the decks. Hi, what's going on? They were very nice to it. I said to myself, what is going on? What's going on? Come on, guys. Jamaica, come on, repurpose the buildings. So Tony just made a good suggestion, actually. Put the policemen and women in the proper library building. That building is good. Nothing is wrong with it. It's not leaking. It's nice. It have the parking. It have everything. The space is there. And maybe put the people who really want to go to the library in the police building. Yes, that's what I think we should do. All right. And they offer good service doing it because the photocopy was cheap.
Yeah, where the police station is to offer better utility for the library because people more traverse right there, so on foot. So it's easy
On foot.
the copies or go and use the computer or something that you need to do real quick.
Yeah. Walking up and down. No, man. I really think libraries are a waste wasted real estate in this country right now. And I'm saying to myself, why me at my old age, switch the computer, switch digital already. Many of our things in our office is fully digital. And when if you interface with us to buy a property or anything, you notice we send you the digital thing and you actually just upload everything and send it back. But I'm saying, why haven't the rest of Jamaica, like those services, gone fully digital? Why am I still into, is it that because you need to keep these persons in jobs? What is it?
Well,
Right?
that's a. I'm pretty sure hardly any young people gone into library work. So
No, Tony, that's true. I think the persons there are over 50. I kid you not.
yeah,
They're
who's the
over 50.
age?
Yeah, they're over 50. But you could repurpose them. You could put them in schools as aides in classrooms. You could do so many things,
And I
right?
think the reason why we were able to make the digital switch so quickly is because we're doing it together. The things that I would catch quicker, I'm able to
Right,
relate it to you quicker.
right. Like if we have to do a software or so, Tony will look at the technical aspects of it. I just want the user access. What can I use it to do? What can it do? That's what I'm more interested in, right? But Tony's a more technical person. If we buy a software, it needs to be uploaded to the computer and all of that. That's not me. I have no clue.
What my software don't upload to the computer anymore.
Download. No, download. When you buy something, you have to download it and set it up
Right.
and this and
Upload to the computer anymore.
that's what I talk about people. No, guys, come on. Tony, we're talking to ourselves, you know. Did you
You talking to ourselves?
yeah, you have questions, you have comments, you need to pay
Oh,
attention.
Lexi says you can choose a girl or boy. They do
That's
genetic testing, so they do know what they're putting in back into you. Yeah, boy or girl. But they try to put the healthiest one back in.
right.
Um, Monica and the Buffalo says, good morning. Morning. And Monica says, true boys. True about boys. I'm a mother of 3. Doing well. Ooh. And Sharika says, boys learn differently from girls, hence why many lag behind in schools. Boys love to do up and out. They are marrow tactile, hands-on learning works best.
Yes, that's true. And I think Jamaica too. Listen, Jamaica. I don't know how you plan to build a nation without good teachers. How we gonna do that? How? How do we build a nation without good teachers? And I mean just good enough. I mean the teacher they must better than everybody else. They must be excellent. When I went to Central Branch Primary, I had good teachers. Starting from a teacher who was I went to the infant part first. I went to grade 1, Miss Blake. Then I went to grade 2, Mrs. Abel. I remember Mrs. Abel distinctly. She could write with both hands. She was ambidextrous. When you see her on the board, she could write with her 2 hands. Them. Mrs. Folks. All of my teachers that I had at Central Branch Primary. And them teachers never ever drive, you know. Because when you're looking at the car park, one little VW bug, you see. One little VW looking car. I don't know if a VW bug. But I remember too, they were older teachers. There were no young girls. There were teachers who were in the classroom long time.
Mm-hmm.
These teachers were able to command their classes and get the thing moving. And I also remember I was in A stream. At that school, the streamer, so you have the A, the B, and the C students, right? Maybe because I was in A, I got the best teachers. I don't know. Maybe to this day, they're still doing that. But I have to say, back then, I only had female teachers. When I went to Woolman's, I only had one male teacher who was a math teacher for a short period of time. For some reason, I think our classrooms are too heavily skewed with women. Some people are gonna bash me now, but I really do think
We
that
need
we need to. Hmm?
we need more men teachers, and we need
We
them at
need,
boys' school.
yes, we need to recruit. We need to make a conscious effort to get the men in the schools. No, remember the men have to take care of their families, so you can't pay two pants to teachers. Come on, how is it that these are the teachers who are supposed to teach the next set of engineers, the other set of doctors, the plumbers, the masons, and you are gonna tell me so you don't want the best and the brightest? We have allowed our bright teachers to migrate. And them think they migrate into roses, but only to reach here and find out, oh dear, it's not a bed of roses.
It's not a
Matter
better
of fact,
business, but it's more money. So so they want to, they will willing to lie in the thorns for the more pay.
lying the thorns is right, because that's what sometimes happens, right?
Mhm.
Leave the family and all of that. It doesn't have to be. Jamaica government, it doesn't have to be like that. We need to pay our teachers. Seriously, big and serious. Teachers should be your most respected, one of your most respected professions. It should be, and it shouldn't be that nobody with no dibby subject can go on teacher. You must have your 8 or your 10 CXC or your this or your that to go talk about you want to be a teacher. You must be bright. You must be.
You have to dispense knowledge down to the generation below you. So you need to have
Yeah.
yeah, you need to be bright.
You need to be bright, right? And we have dropped our standards in the teachers' colleges. We have dropped the standards simply because you want to bring in a bag of people in there because the people who were there gone.
Not only
You know,
that, but it's because our teachers migrate, which is after they've gotten their 20 years of experience.
Mhm.
So
Them just ready now to start impact.
we have to
And you
know
make them God.
young teachers in who don't have the classroom experience as yet
Yes.
teach, and really they should be spending their first 5 years under a senior teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Throw them in at the deep end.
Yeah. But Tony, you're not telling the people that you were trained as a teacher.
Yeah, but I can't do that hard life.
Can't do that hard life. That's what it is, hard life. What you found? What you found? What would you have changed when you, as a teacher student?
Mhm.
What would you have changed? What part of the training would you have changed if you were in charge of the ministry and in charge of the whole curriculum to train teachers? What would you have changed?
The class. So when I did it, you had the first year you had 1 week of TP, right, which is teaching practice, where you basically go and look, right, and then when you get to I think second year, you have I think 2 weeks where you go and look, and then I think third year I think you get it's either 1 month or 2 months of teaching practice, right? I do think, and it's a 4 year degree, I do think that your final year, the entire final year, should be you being in the classroom under the supervision of a senior person. What happened is during that 1 month or 2 months TP, you're given a full class structure. You go to your class by yourself, you teach by yourself, and then an assessor from the school comes maybe once or twice a week to review what you're doing. But I think more hand holding is needed because that is really your first interaction with students. So you shouldn't be left alone with them, honestly.
So you're left alone with them as a student teacher.
As a student teacher.
That shouldn't. Yeah, that shouldn't be. Well, you should, and I agree. You should get a whole year of internship being under the wings of a teacher in the
Right, you
school.
should
So all fourth year students should not be at the institution. All of them should be deployed to the schools.
yeah.
All of them, no matter which college they're in fourth year, it should be mandatory that everybody is deployed to the school, and don't talk to me about no pay.
No, you
Same way
still,
going to go to school and the lunch money. Hmm? Tony?
and you're there marking papers, helping with class management, helping write lesson plans, the same thing that the teacher would have done. You're there doing it with her in her
You're there
classroom,
doing
but it's still her
it with
classroom.
her.
Yeah.
Right. So the final year, boy, Tony Clark, we need for going into politics, but will they listen to us? The final year should be all about all these teachers in teachers' colleges. Final year, wear your uniform same wear. So whichever uniform you would wear to Michael or Shortwood, now you wear that to the schools. If you used to go to Michael, then you might go to schools like Woolmer's and don't tell me that you don't have enough classroom to put one training teacher in. That is rubbish. That is rubbish. A school like Woolmer's with must first how much? WOLMER, six first form, right up to five, six fives. Them can take what? Third six fives is how much?
Yeah, your place
Five five
based on
foot five, six fives 30. Them can take 30 teachers right there.
yeah, they're gonna
One
probably
in
place
each
them by
class.
subject, well, not by
And
yearbook.
no, you place them. No, I would think class management is the first thing you would learn, irrespective of the subject.
Yeah.
So maybe the first 3 months you're in class management because it has to be structured just as if they're in school. What do you need to learn? You need to learn lesson plan. You need to learn class management. You need to learn the specialized area, whatever it is. But it is structured just the same as Tony is rightfully saying. You should do 1 year of internship. Why do doctors do internship? Lawyers do internship. One of the teachers. You give them 1 week in the school and you call them a teacher. Come on, man. That is why we have these problems. That's why we're having these problems. Because in the water, the only thing. Jamaica government, we need to train. And the thing is, yes, you're saying, I can't hear one minister now thinking I'm brain, Why we want to spend all of this money and train them teacher here? And then them up and leave. All right. Some persons will leave. Personal reasons, they will choose to leave. But train them, man. Train, over train, and train good too. So that some will stay now and some will leave. But you have to train good. So that in the training, we can now choose who we want to fulfill this in the school system. We now can have the choice of the best of the best of the crop. You heard what I say? The doctor put back the healthiest embryo. Them choose, which is what we are not able to do because we're not doing the fundamentals. We're not doing the fundamentals, guys. So
We
we're
can
gonna do that.
start from the basic school level. Start with those teachers because at
Yes,
least those teachers will turn the tide on the new generation of people that's being born.
right. Yes.
You
Start
know,
with the basic schools.
I mean, we
Pay
kind of
more
use those
attention.
right now, but we can't go back now to the basic school
As
level.
a matter of fact, the basic schools have a good curriculum. I've seen the curriculum because I've done as even though I've had to go hunt the curriculum and read it. It's online, everybody. Curriculum is there. Yes. And I understand it perfectly. I'm thinking, I know some people thinking, oh, curriculum look heavy, man. Them pitney can't do this at this age or whatever.
They
But we have to
can.
get them there. We have to get them there, We have to get them there. We can't have them lagging behind the whole world. So we have to get them there, right? In Jamaica, we kind of start the reading and the writing a little early. But I think we should do more exploring and more building their imagination, their thought process, and so on, right? I think we need to do more of that, which is what we try to do at home with the building blocks and reading of the stories and asking questions of what you see, what you're looking at, how you feel, da da da. Building those other skills, right? So it starts there. Yes, with the early childhood commission. But what I think is that those schools need to be more structured as well in terms of the physical plant, you know. When you get to the primary level, yes, you have a structured classroom or the building look, you have your football field, your fields and your different physical activity areas and so on. I kind of get the feeling that in the early part of it. We're not paying attention and building out those
No,
schools.
there needs to be more like Jehovah Witness churches so that every child is exposed to the same thing.
Yeah, look the same way, built specially for that. Like the Chinese built
Mhm.
one in Bay Farm, on Bay Farm Road. Bay Farm Road that. No, next road that road parallel. What's the road called? See what drive? Trying to remember. But
Yeah, Stewart.
they built a early childhood institution down there. Very nice, very forward thinking and very well structured and all of that. More of those need to be built out in the different areas, locations. You have any questions? I see.
Andrew
I
is
can see
saying,
something. Mm-hmm. So
go ahead.
go ahead.
Andrew was saying climate change is real. There were tornadoes and floods, and Monica is agreed with Sharika about how boys learn differently, right?
Yes.
Monica is saying you should speak to them, Miss Davis. And Monica is also saying, I noticed that the police station in most areas are outdated. Yes, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
And Alex says, could you make a recommendation to the parish council? Switch police station to library location. Sharika and Ali had the same thought pattern as us.
They're listening to our YouTube live. Maybe you'll see that happen now. Sometimes we're in the trenches, you can't see it now. It's when you stand up out of the trenches and you're looking across. This is why I always tell my contractors who I subcontract to, I say, listen, don't go in the trenches and lay the blocks. Because the block lean, we can't catch it when him lean it down, lean it up, and we can't see it and everything. But you're in the trenches laying blocks with him, you cannot see it. So this is probably what's happening with even the policemen and women and the teachers and so on. But that is why we have something called a ministry, who they are the ones with policy and this and all of that. So they should see those things because they're not in the trenches. But I don't know what them they're that them decks doing. Certainly not thinking. If I could, some of these classrooms, they couldn't pay me enough to sit in them. They couldn't. They couldn't pay me. They couldn't pay me. When I step in the classroom and look, what the dirty wall. There's a classroom I went to. The chat them they up in the sky, up in the top. I said to myself, when they go 2 or 3 or 4 year old, no, 6 year old, yeah. Suppose I brought them next look and chart up in the top. I guess that is because they don't want them to mark it up. But that is classroom meant. Eh? No, they couldn't pay me to sit in these classrooms and teach. They couldn't.
I went to a school and they had the charts and then they had a clear plexi board over the chart. So even when the child used their crayon or whatever on it, they can just wipe it off.
That's good. No, that is thinking. Yeah, that's good. Don't push that solution. We put the chart up in the sky. Yeah, and I said to the teacher, I said, oh, you expect these kids to learn if you put the chart with, Mr. Maga, mark it up, and Mr. Maga, and then we have to bite and blah, blah, blah. Please. Them are people that shouldn't even in school I teach, quite frankly.
Monica says, we download apps now, Miss Davis. Yes, we don't upload software to computers. Good. Sharika says, police stations are so outdated, Miss D. I agree with you 100%. I visited one last week. They still have this big old book from 1820. And when I told them they're behind in 2024, they looked puzzled. Marcia says, good morning to everyone. Pray all is well.
But Tony, imagine them big old them are writing now. And them get subpoenaed for go find some information. Oh my God. Can you imagine? No.
Oh,
I got a big degree, big school, big university. And you're gonna tell me. So you come in an institution and you met them a resort. You resort for writing a big book with pens. You should have rebel upon that. You should rebel on that. like the same. When I had my truck, I had to go get the license. Let me forget the license name for the truck. And the lady says, oh, well, like she just said, oh, it's not gonna be ready. You have to come back in, she just said 1 week, 2 weeks for it.
Mm-hmm.
When I come back, she give me a laminate paper. And this is the certificate. I was like, and then she had draft a book now, for me sign, for say me get it. I said, no, no crazy. I said, no pure crazy people working here. You mean to tell me you make me wait 1 week for come back for you give me one laminate paper? You gonna tell me so you couldn't laminate the paper same time when I'm sitting here? But check say some fancy things when I come back find out. I say I was so annoyed. I was like, what school they go? She gonna tell me say she go UE. Me say UE. Me say UE. Me say your parents make you apply for a job. Would them make you a write in a book? Like a basic school, you there? But what me for do? Me say go look yourself at good work. So stop wasting your parents you with money when them spend for you for go a big school. So go look yourself and sensible. No, stop. No, I tell you, and then they come and they do the same thing. Me, them couldn't pay me for do that. Cause the first thing I ask them, I say, lady, really? Really? Yes, to be writing at this foolishness, please. And then I thought, oh, we have to write in it because they will come and collect the certificate and then them say them never get it. So I say, so what? So what if them come and say them never get it? Then you charge them for your next one. Eh? Tony? You know, just say, well, we don't gave it to you and it was produced. So here it is. You have to pay 20,000 for the next one. I'm done with them.
Dwayne
Writing a book.
good morning to you all. Your advice on real estate have been very helpful. Blessings. The conversation about repurposing the library service can be had. Definitely.
That's who said that?
Dwayne.
Dwayne. Thank you, Dwayne. I agree. Everybody here so agree. So how is it? I bet you know I'm gonna put a proposal to the Ministry of Education who control library and the Ministry of Security who control police station. Everybody around the table. No. That can't work. The police the library don't have this and it don't have that and it don't the police station do. And you're gonna hear now say, oh, say the building where the police station in Africa condemn long. We can't put up. I can't.
You have no jail cell.
I can just see it now. Forget which police station I go. I asked to use the bathroom. And then point me around to the bathroom and I had to pass the holding cell. Eh? Which one do I remember? Doing the park, I had to pass the holding cell. When I look, I see about 6 young men in there. 6 in the space about maybe a 5 by 5. I was like, why would I want to commit myself? Come on, young men. Why do you commit yourself to go in these conditions? Why you do that? Again, come back to the testosterone. Come back to the testosterone, They don't have no control over themselves. No control. And of course, nobody control them in the early stages coming up,
But as a police station situation, maybe they're trying to use it as a deterrent.
That ain't working. Not in Jamaica, it's not. That's not working. Come on.
Because if I had to, when we passed that holding cell, I was like, never am I committing a crime to go sit in a 5 by 5 cage with 5 other people. Like, never.
Another person. You ever try going in a 5 by 5 bathroom with 2 people?
Basically had a bucket. Oh, God.
It's crazy. The young men, I tell you, better you go sit down in the art school. Do not be afraid. Go to any art institution in your neighborhood. Ask them what course them have. Find one that you think you like. You don't know if you like it, you're going to think you like it. Go to the classes. If you go to the class and you realize, oh, this is not for me, pick up yourself, go and sit in another class. So when you have your spare time, just go sit in the next class. So let us say you tell them one the tiling. And when you reach a tiling class, you say, we, this not gonna work. Put yourself in the gardening class or the mason class or plumbing class or something. Get yourself trained and occupied. That way you can, your testosterone can be channeled in certain areas, right? You have to be trained in certain areas. That's what you have to do. Get yourself trained. But you're sitting at home, not doing anything, the brain and the mind get you confused. Worse than I smoke ganja, even worse, right? That plays on the brain. So don't do it. Don't start it. Just go to the hard school. At least school takes you from age 17 all the way to age 99, as long as you can hold the pencil. 17 to age 99. Me in my state just come out of training last year, level 3. No, last year, the year before. Last year, right? Level 3. The school takes you from 17 years old to age 99 and beyond, as long as you can hold a pencil, right? Go to the school. Do not be afraid of any exams, of any whatever. What you want is a skill. That's what you want. And this hard school understands that. They want you to be trained in a skill. Now, if you can get yourself into hospitality, you can get yourself into hotels. The hotels have tips and so on. You can get yourself into bartending, waitering. Those skills are really skills, right? I mean, you ever see those waiters at those hotels, how them hold the plate? I said to myself, how them hold that? Somebody would have dropped that long time, right? And the tips are good. So get yourself in the game. Any young man out there listening to me now not doing anything, which I doubt that none of them not up at 6 a.m. in the morning, but a Sunday morning worse. Are not listening to us, Tony. But the parents who are on, if you have your child not doing anything, you can't afford university, that's why them languishing. Go into the heart institution, anyone. Let's go with him, register him, get him there in the mornings to the school. He will eventually find. Quite frankly, the school, hard school wants to train you, So you can literally jump from course to course till you find what you want to do. Do that. Do that. That school was set up for that, and it works. Tradesmen in this country who are good do earn a lot of money. And they can't earn it like this. They earn it like this. They earn it real fast. But they also spend it real fast, eh?
Yeah. But it's funny. I was in a taxi going home, and the taxi man was complaining about his boss and the work. So I said, what you do? He said he does plumbing, right? And so I said, if you do plumbing pays. I know that for a fact. Why are you doing taxi work, right? And he's like, he's basically telling me that taxi work, plumbing work, don't pay often enough and fast enough for him to do it. So he has to rely on the taxi work, which is everyday money, quick, which I guess is why a lot of them go into the taxi work. It's and it pays quickly, right? Right. And so I was asking him, so what qualifications you have in plumbing, etc., etc. Says he has no qualifications in plumbing. He went on a work when I was youth as a laborer, and then he learned the trade, right? But he was complaining that he wasn't getting enough paid, and it's just the boss getting all the money. And so I was like, why don't you turn yourself into the boss then, right? Right? And he's basically said to me, he doesn't have the skill set to be a boss where people will trust him enough to give him the big money. And I said to him, that's because you haven't gone and gotten the training to be the boss. There's a different level of training that you need. And he said, I can't bother with no schooling.
Yeah, most of the boys, they can't with no schooling. And once them reach fifth level, them want go work. Them want to work. Them can't even stop forget the little O level and the CXC. Them want not O level anymore. The CXC, them want to work. That's the pressure. But
Yeah.
we have to get them, keep them get them to learn something. Truth is, if you don't learn anything, you're not going to reach anywhere.
Yeah, we have to make learning more exciting for boys. So our learning system really don't cater to them.
No, it doesn't. Especially when you get to the up in the top levels of the schools. And then the girls are very, the girls talk. So them out taught the boys at the early age. So the women teachers will pay more attention to the girls. Plus the girls settle. The girls can sit down really long and listen to a whole thing. The boys not so.
And the truth is, Mom, if you're a woman teacher, because you learn a certain way, your teaching skills are gonna gear towards a certain way. So if you're trying to teach boys, you really have to dig deep into your teacher training and really adjust teaching to suit boys.
Yes,
which is
yeah, adjust.
Be taught by men. Sorry.
We need the men. We need to look at the how we pay our men in those fields that are important to us. I mean, I see them recruiting so many policemen. Why not recruit men teachers? Focus on recruiting men teachers, male teachers, and give them the compensation. Draw them in with that, man. We need them. How women stand up in front of boys all day. I don't even know how them do it. And another thing too, I think we all need to have a uniform for the teachers. Teachers Association, you need to get to that. Ministry of Education, you're talking about uniform for children. So that again, Tony?
Yeah, they need to have uniforms. They need to have uniforms like the police. You know,
and
the
nurses.
Suit.
Yeah.
With the
and the nurses. Yeah. You need to put the teachers in uniforms. That is one way to uplift the standard. So that when we see a teacher, when we see a nurse on the road, we know a nurse, you know. And we know a police, and we know a soldier, we know all of them people. What about the teachers? I'm surprised that the Jamaica Teachers Association itself have not gone that route. Because that's even one way to actually save on money. So that you buy clothes every minute. You need to standardize a uniform, man. And cohesively bring your teachers, in up to standard, lift the whole how they're seen in society. So yes, you can spot a teacher. They behave a certain way, they dress a certain way, and so on. Come on, man. Get with it.
I know they should dress them like nuns to go there and teach.
Well, when they have what them call the thing for them head, and all of that headdress.
Yes, cover them here, everything.
No
any ideas.
Yes. Worse like you have no distraction. You have the poor female teacher them. I tried teach them big boys here.
Yeah.
Teachers Association get with it. Ministry of Education is for policy. But I think the Jamaica Teachers Association, that is something that they should have implemented long time ago. I don't know why that is. That is like a no-brainer to me, quite frankly.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with them wearing a uniform. They go into an institution where everyone else is in a uniform.
Yes. Makes them easily identifiable. We can say now, good morning, teacher, when we see you on the road. Like I always say, good morning, nurse. Good morning, officer. How are you doing today? Yes. Come on. Get with it.
And they should give them epaulette with badges, stripes, first year teacher, 20 years distinction teacher.
Oh, yes, I told
teacher.
You want stripe and epaulette and pip, pip. Like when I was in the army, I had my pip up here. You want crown to one? Yeah, man, that's true. When I see like all a superintendent and them people like the ranks, in the police force, the brown, the ranks where the big ranks where the brown, level of respect due.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's right. Have that, man. Have their pin so you can know if they're
Yeah.
RN or they're whatever. Yeah, yeah. And the
Different
trainee
level
nurses
of
in the
nurses.
hospitals have a different uniform. So you know that they're trainees. So similar, like how when they go into the schools as a trainee for the 1 year, that is something to implement. For the 1 year, then they're also in a different uniform. So we know that they're trainee teachers and we know
And they
how
need
to
to,
behave.
yeah.
Mhm.
And that uniform should be worn whether you're at Micah, Shortwood, UE, or UTech doing a teacher training program. You're all in the same
Same
uniform.
uniform, yes. Same thing with the
School, you
teachers.
know you're a teacher trainer.
Yeah, the teachers should have the same uniform no matter which school you're teaching at. The only thing that may make a difference in identifying your school maybe is your crest, which your crest could be worn as well, that kind of a
Anything
thing.
you pin with your name and maybe a school logo or whatever on it. Yeah, your school
Right.
crest.
Yeah. Yeah. But why Tony look like we're gonna jump into the politics?
Looks so. Sharika says, more men needed in the classroom. However, men tend to go into trades, right? The remuneration is not up to par. That's true. And Monica says, here you have to be with a trained teacher when practicing, right? That's in Canada, exactly.
That's in Canada, right? So,
And
but Tony is saying advocating for at least 1 year in the classroom. And we don't want no school talking about you don't want a teacher tree, you don't want a trainee teachers coming to school. Listen to me. The government of Jamaica with my tax has subsidized your school, So schools like Woolman's camping and the whole want to take government subsidy, So don't come and it's my tax I have to pay that. So don't come talk to the government about and a fresh and a bright up yourself. But you don't want no trainee teacher in your school. No matter with that. Or the government pull the subsidy. I tell you, so don't want me in a politics, because me I tell you,
they're going to like they weren't once trainee teachers. You have to start somewhere.
Yeah. But I'm sure there are some schools talking about them don't want trainee teachers. With them bright self.
Probably,
I would
probably.
pull that subsidy so fast you don't get $1. Not $1 you gonna get. Oh, some radical, Yeah, me I run for politics.
If you're
People go run
a
for politics.
Dwayne
Like there's
says,
some schools that on career day they're saying they don't want. Oh, go ahead, Tony. I think we're dragging. Go ahead.
right. Dwayne says, I've been a teacher for almost 20 years now, but I was wondering if the government is listening to this conversation. Government probably
Go ahead, Dwayne. They're probably sleeping. Them spend the whole night and wonder who will fire a gunshot tomorrow. Well, yes.
but
Huh?
Mom, like what happened is the crime that we experience in Jamaica is the end product of the neglect of the other things. So if we want to rebuild Jamaica and reduce crime, we really have to pay attention to things like the education, the training, and the migration.
Yes, and we need to
Because
pay attention. There's another thing that we need to focus on. We need a database. We need a database of our student population. We need to know which school this person in, when they're going to graduate from the school, where they're going next. So when the child does the CXC, how many subjects did you get? One? All right. Where are you going next? You're going to Hart? You're going to a university? You're going to migrate? What you doing next? We don't know that. So you let out 50,000 people out in the world. No school. Some gone to university, go to Hart. Some sit at home. Some migrate. Do you even know where they are, what they're doing? You don't.
yeah, you don't know what they're doing. Who got disconnected? Me or mom? Mom? I think she got disconnected. And she's gone. All right, one moment, everyone. Let me see if I can get her back.
I just lost connection.
Oh, you're back now. Okay. What happened?
Oh, I was always there. All right. So I was talking about the database. When Xander leaves the nursery school, you should know which school he's going to because automatically they will input him into the database, a central database. And you should know his grades, his weakness, everything. Just by bringing up the database, you can know everything. This kid get 0 in a maths, need an intervention. This kid get whatever and whatever. All right, you need an intervention. Let mother, you live in Mona, mother. So here is a school. A school is a thing there. You can send him on a Saturday for the intervention. Or the intervention may be in the same school on a Saturday. So you said, this is a program, enroll him in that. Okay, this kid have a speech problem. Let us enroll him in that. The school is good. This kid is good at football. You know. He should be enrolled in the football camp that is going to be on a Saturday at Papine Square at 10 o'clock. This is what we need. We need a database. Why don't we have that? To this day in 2024, I am thinking people resources is important in building wealth.
Not only that,
People resources.
We need to stop leaving parenting up to parents. Half of these parents don't have no sense. Cabin.
No, them are Tony, them are not parent. Them are just baby mother and baby father.
I know.
Stop talking about parents. Them are baby mother and baby father. Yeah, stop like leaving it up to them. And stop talking about, it starts from the home, you know. It starts from the home. Come on. No matter which hill or which valley the child comes from, they touch the school system. So from your touch the school system, no matter which school you go, the standard must be there. Teach it to the child. This is the standard. Right? Let us stop talking about, so what the mother did there? So what the father did there? A lot of these kids don't even see their parents. They might do some long hours work when them come in, pick them asleep, and when them pull up, pick them still asleep. Really? And the taxi man and the bus man pick them up, drop them off, and do this, that. So come on, the school system is what we can use to train our people in the right way. Now, people resource is important, but you need a database management system so that you know where the resources is, where the talent is. You look at this and you say, let us say you have music in all schools. Everybody do music, piano, this, that. And you say, oh, this child is doing excellent in piano. You say, okay, mother, here is a school of excellence of piano. You can take your child there every Saturday morning and they will get extra training in piano. We need that. Without that, we're not going anywhere. You're making your resources literally walk out of the country or fly out of the country because you're not harnessing your resources. Tony smiling. Why are you smiling?
No, it's true. We're literally making them walk out of the country. And we're not corralling them to do what we need them to do.
Exactly.
Have these new generation of people just loosey-goosey, not being raised by anybody sensible, and then the school system not educating them sensible. What we have at the end in 20 years?
Yeah, what? Well, this is what we have now. What we have now is going to get worse.
Because I look at Xander's and I mean, you really need to manage every single day that you're with them. Or they really
every single day
turn into wild people.
Yes, you have to manage every single day, even the things that they're exposed to. So you have to manage taking them and showing them insects, plants. You have to manage how them interact even with nature, natural things like rain, sunshine, all of that. Like Xander gets burnt in the sun, so we have to know that. Xavier pigment is more like ours, so he's not gonna burn like that. But you have to manage the natural resources, and you have to look at what is this child good at and work with that. Stop looking at the weaknesses, right? Look at what is this child good at. What do they like? Like I know Xander likes numbers. What do they like? That they like, and they like heavy. We know now that them like heavy duty things, big equipment stuff. So we know that. So you expose them to that and you work with that. But the school system is important, and the school system is not looking at individuals. What the school system is trying to do is say, here's another area of schooling. Why me have so much things in this school thing?
Mom?
So Tony brought up teacher training, right?
Mm-hmm.
What else we brought up? We brought up the fact that, Tony, remind me, the uniforms for teachers.
Uniform for teachers. Mm-hmm. School databases from them born.
School database. So that's 3 things. But I'm going to bring up something else now. How children relate back to classroom to classroom. So matriculation. Jamaica. We need to get back to the days where the child doesn't move from grade 1 to grade 2 to grade 3 if he's not ready. We need to get back to the days. You're going to say, oh, we don't have the classroom space, and we don't have this, and we don't have that. But you have to make it work, guys. How do we graduate a child at age 16 that cannot read, that cannot write, that cannot articulate a sentence, and we are giving him a school leaver certificate? Well, it's a school leaver certificate. It means say I went to the school and you leave. He told it, that's what it is. A school leaver certificate. Stop calling it that. Stop giving those things. You can probably say a participating certificate, right? But matriculation of children is also important. We are pushing our children by age. So you're saying to me, Ozana is 6, he should be in grade 1. Ozana is 2, 7, he should be in grade 2, and so on and so forth. And that's what you're doing. You shouldn't do that. You need to assess each child as an individual. Do they have the fundamentals to move from basic school to the next level? I'm having that conversation right now with my daughter, and I'm saying, if he's not ready, if they're not ready, do not move them to the next level. I did that with my 2 daughters. I made sure I paid attention. And when I believed that they weren't ready, they were not ready. They just weren't ready. Like when Tonian was doing, what is something name when you do? What you did? You did what? GSAT you did?
Common entrance.
Tony did common entrance. Right. And she's born in September, so I think she has 3 chances or something like that. Them time them that give 3 chances. I didn't let her do the exam the first chance. I let her do it the second time when she was more prepared. Now, Rachel was more prepared in that Rachel went to grade 1 early. Rachel went to move her from another school and put her at another school because she was doing well academically but not socially. So I moved her to a smaller school. She did very well. But when she hit the grade 6, they said, she can't do the exam. And I said, no. Let her repeat the grade. She'll do the exam the following year. Right? So parents, even though they tell you your child, are you coming to the next grade not knowing the fundamentals? Are you comfortable? Ever say something, do something. Do not allow the child to move and they are not ready. The Ministry of Education should also adopt policy. The child must be ready. That way, we don't repeat and come out in a 20.
Mom? I think we lost her again. Mom?
Stop fool with that, right? If the child 10 and is ready for the grade 6 or the university, allow the kid to matriculate. If the child is 10, they're not.
Mom,
You
mom,
do the remedial and get the child ready. Do not move children who don't have the fundamental C. Can't recognize A, B, and C. Or am I gonna recognize cat and mat and sat? Where gonna get that from? We don't know better than that. Now move them through like them a cattle. Don't do that.
You
So
know, trying to the laptop can come back in. You're
what's
losing
happening?
signal. Trying to can log back in. Keep losing signal, so we're not hearing half of the conversation. All right, I said you kept losing signal, so I was going to ask you to test if your laptop is now connecting.
Am I back in?
You're in now. But we have a lot of comments, right? So Sharika was saying, I agree with Tony, read 1 year internship for teachers. However, I think teacher training is one of the things we do well. We should be teacher training hub of the Caribbean, train and export teachers. Definitely.
You teach the academics. Yeah, Sharika, I agree. The academics is okay, but the classroom training is not up to speed.
Monica says all schools should have a play structure based on the age of the children. Yes, there should be a play structure. Play is important. Even grown kids need to play. Even the high school children need a little downtime to play.
But don't they have that?
Marsha says training. What are you talking about? When you get to high school, after I think second form, them cut out PE. And it's just straight academics you have.
We have the clubs again.
Training teachers properly is key. Pay the teacher better so quality teachers don't leave to other countries. That's correct. Leave to other countries to start a teacher as teacher's assistant, right? Starting again from the ground up. Ready?
Are you seeing me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Laptop is back. All right.
Currency Walk is asking for updates on Riverstead and Ecosted. And Monica says you could laminate it yourself if you had a small laminating machine. That's for the posters. And Marsha says they are building up homes, no community libraries. The assumption is everyone now goes online for info, rather textbooks. Nothing is wrong with the internet, but where are the books and encyclopedias? To scan the books and encyclopedias.
The encyclopedias are online now, fully. Mm-hmm. You can't access any information now.
All right. The libraries really need to turn into digital hubs now.
Yeah.
Monica, simple things are dragged out in Jamaica, especially the government sector. I think if it doesn't directly affect a political vote, it really takes long to get done.
Yeah, it does.
Marsha is saying this is why many will remain dunce and lacking knowledge. The same individuals we vote for are some of the ones shutting down policies such as bringing back the library system. Marsha says, loving the topics of discussion today.
Thank you, Marsha.
Monica says, I don't think teachers need to wear uniform. They need a dress code. They have a dress code. They're not following
dress code.
Put them in uniform now.
Exactly. They have a dress code. But some things you have to take the individualism out of it. Yeah. So that's like soldiers, police, nurses, and so on. You remove all of that individualism. That is why we have children who wear uniforms to school. If you look at those schools that don't wear uniform, you understand what I'm talking about. Right? So when it comes to that, I think we really need to just put them in a uniform, and also it will lift their visibility in society.
Dwayne says the curriculum is heavy at times. The vast majority of teachers are doing their part, but what about the parents? So a them you business none at all.
Hey, some homework that me see. Zana's ever get the books that I had to go buy for how much millions of dollars. I swear. I said to myself, then hold on. Suppose in our household we never have so much degree. In our household we have only a degree, 20, only a trading, that this your course, that the course, you would name it, we spend a mini fortune.
I know our family is well learned.
Yes. And I said, what about the parent who barely could have get past 6 standard? How do they help a child with this? You would be surprised. The parents cannot do it. They can't. They can't. You understand? You see, what we all don't realize, teaching is a skill like anything else, like cooking, like the same plumbing. Not all of us are cut out to be the teachers. We can't do it. We're not trained.
And mommy, a simple concept like long and short, tall and whatever. It's a concept that we know it now, but to teach a 3-year-old the concept is a very hard process.
Yeah, and I'm looking at when I say it so and they're telling me the colors, purple, this, that. I'm like, how do these teachers, how do they train these kids' brains to know that this is red and this is purple and this is green, and them now miss the color either, But I believe you're gonna fool them, like Xander now take it down to our next level. Light blue, dark blue, this, that. I'm saying, how are they able to do that? It's a real skill, guys. Don't underestimate the skill. Don't talk about parents. There were times when my daughters, Tony and Rachel, got homework. And I said to the teacher, I said, listen, I can't do this homework because I must me send to do this. This is not me. Right? We must go make this and make that and whatever. Come on. Those things should be done in the school with everybody, and you demonstrate it. What you send that home for?
To make the solar system.
Yeah.
You give it that home.
Really? Why you send that home? That's something that you should demonstrate in the school, man.
The average parent don't know anything about the solar system.
Yeah. The moon, the stars, the sun. Come on. Do not don't, you see? And this is the thing with us as Jamaicans. Now, you take a chef. Make we leave chef. We take a cook. Cooking up. One of the things all of us can cook. All of us cannot cook. Cooking is a skill, is an art. It is a science. Because you better know how much black pepper and salt put in other food there. It's spoiled. You have to know what pinch mean. You seriously got to know how much for sprinkle. Because you don't know. And a dash. If you don't figure that out. And if you don't figure out which seasonings go whichever way, like I used to hear Tony father say, when him buy a soup, I'm saying, damn it, them put black pepper in it. Why they put black pepper in the soup? Black pepper don't go in the soup. Just by tasting it, him know. Me, I taste the same thing, and it don't make a difference to me. But you have to understand that teaching, which is why teachers must be paid well. Teaching is a serious skill, art, and a science. It is a serious profession, right? So when we put our children in front of a teacher, we expect that teacher to be of such a standard that our child will come with a different outcome. That's why we pay the money. That's why we spend the time to go work the money and pay them. So when you say parents, where are the parents? You know the most me can do when me get the homework, sometimes I see it and I'm saying, damn, this kid don't understand this concept.
The concept of, as Tony said, long and short. Like the other days, I was struggling with that. What was the next concept, Tony? One is long and short and something else.
I remember.
Can't remember. But I said, damn, he doesn't get it. But I said, okay, let me just wait till the brain mature a little more. Let me sideswipe that and move it along. But seriously, they don't have the resources in the household. We don't. The resources is not there.
Parents are there, so they're busy working.
Yeah, the school system has to pick up because the government of Jamaica, they have decided that they are going to be in charge of education. Remember, before in this country, it was the churches. It was the churches who were in charge of education. So every church would start a school, and we left it to the churches. So whichever church you go, that's the education you got. You went to Catholic, you went to Anglican, you go. But the government in Jamaica back in the 70s or 60s, one of them time, decided that they were going to be in charge of education. And Michael Manley at the time brought in the free education plus the common entrance and ID that separated us and sent us to various schools based on our academic ability, right? But I can tell you, my poor mother, I remember when I used to come home, I would love to read from a little bit. She said, Claudia, come read for me. Every Friday she bring home a book for me because she realized I love reading. That was one thing about a lady there, you know. She work with her strength, man. And she realized I love the reading. Every Friday she bring home a book and she bring home the Star too. And I had to jump up on the bed and I read for her. And I remember I said, what? Mama, what is this? What is? She said, pronounce it, Claudia. Pronounce it. Of course, she mean me for pronounce it. Or them say blend now is the new term. Blend it. Back in the day, it was pronounce it. I guess pronounce too big for the people them now, so they say blend. But I was an avid reader. I lived in Jonestown at the time, and I had to read Love, Lord, Dear Pastor for the whole yard. I sat on the veranda, people around me, and I was the one who read it. I was in primary school at the time, right? My poor mother couldn't read and write. So me realized my mother went back to Jamal and was trying to do her thing. Neither could my father. So we still have some of those shortcomings around. When my children reach in mathematics, when the numbers turn to letters, I was totally lost. When the numbers turn letters, so when them start do A plus B equals C, I was lost. I had to hire a tutor for them. My second daughter, Rachel, came with the aptitude for mathematics. So she was able to go on further into mathematics, right? Because she has the aptitude. But teaching, don't underestimate it. Teaching is just like cooking, farming, all of them something there. It's a profession. Not everybody will be good at it. Don't ask us to leave it to parents in the households to take on a profession that we're not trained for. Or what we are trained for is what we can do though, is to mentor. That's what we can do. We can coach. So Xander is now learning to write. So I can coach. I can say, and right now I'm remembering it. So I realize I'm to use the arrows. I'll show him how to use the arrows and so on. But then me consider myself right. What about the other parents? Them looking at the book, but them still not get it. Them don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. So we have to remember that in the households, there is a deficiency, yes. But when you get into the classroom, everything should equalize in the classroom. No matter which household the child come from, whether the child come from a household with 100 degree, like in a freeway household, we could have a sell all, and if we could have sell all of them degree, with a rich, Etonia, the rich. I mean, degrees in a various discipline, you know, serious disciplines too. So, if we could have cut them up and sell them, we'd be rotten rich. But listen, not every household is like our household, right? Not every household at some point. So in Xander's and Zaven's life, right throughout the day, them either have me, them have Tonya, them have them mother, them have them father. Right throughout the day, there's one of us somewhere there.
But not every household have that. Some households you're talking about them alone and the TV when them come home.
And not only that, to mom, they don't outnumber us yet. Some families, the children outnumber the parents already.
Yes, there are more children than big people in the house, right? So I don't want you to think the what is important in the household though is that we encourage, right? So what I try to do, I say, Xander, who loves to bring the book is Zayvon. That's what I realized. So I say, Xander, let's read. If you take up him book with tractor and trailer, him want that's what him want look for. He know I look for no yes. But Zayvon, so let's read. He runs to his cupboard where the books are and he takes out the book and he will gladly come. He wants to read, he wants to look at the book and so on. So that's what we have to encourage as parents. We're to be coaches, we're to be mentors. We're to teach the soft skills like the thank you, the good mornings, and so on. But the technical things, we have to leave that to persons who are trained. We will have to. Now, some of us will have to. That's the truth, right? And some of us will have to farm it out. So we will have to pay somebody else to do the technical part of it. All right? Mm-hmm.
Marsha says mentorship is lacking. Many more so trade skills professionals don't want to be under mentorship, especially the example Miss Tony mentioned, where the man needs elevated skills to be the boss. Yes, quick money.
Money. But again, it should be mandatory. When Tony did plumbing, Tony give them experience in the plumbing class and the mentorship. Crazy.
Or so I did the plumbing course, got the first year certification, and then registered at heart for the mentorship. Right? I was on the list for maybe 6 months, no calls. I called them and found out what's happening. They said they don't have any institution that they can place me in. Right? So I then I called up a few plumbing companies themselves to see if they offered um, that sort of mentorship program, working for free, obviously, right? Just there to get the training. And basically, they were saying that they don't have time for mentorship. They need trained plumbers to do the work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Plus, one of them thought you were a woman too and you wouldn't manage.
Yeah. Well, that's just like with any trade skill that you go into as a woman.
As a woman, yeah. They always say the women can't do it, right? Yeah. But not only that, where did they call you to place?
I think it was a call center. Can't remember now.
It was a school, wasn't it?
Not school.
Wasn't that school to be a receptionist or something?
Oh yeah. What happened is because they saw that I also had a degree in education, but that's not why I was there, right? They had offered me that. But I mean, if I wanted to do that, I could have always gone and gotten a teaching work. I mean, receptionist in school.
So you see, the database and the matching is not working either.
Yeah.
The government of Jamaica needs in those same trades. So when you're going to the plumbing, masonry, and all those things, I need to put you in a 1-year mentorship training. We have so many government institutions, so many government schools, and so on. All of them need maintenance work and repair work and all of that. You should just send them there to the institutions. And let us say it is to go to the hospital. You should call the superintendent who's in charge of maintenance and say, I'm sending 5 trainees in the areas of plumbing, masonry, and so on. They'll be under your wing for 1 year. That's it.
And what if the government doesn't control the maintenance of the buildings? Maybe they farm it out. So it's a private company that's doing it.
But even if it's a private company, because they're getting government money, my taxpayer money, it should be mandatory. There is no question. You don't want to train anybody, then you can't get my work.
Mm-hmm. Monica says, my sister was a teacher in Jamaica where she wore clothes that were made just for school. A teacher trainee should wear uniform so that it can be easily identified. Yes, Monica, we agree with this. Monica also said the teachers don't want trainer teachers because they will expose their shortcomings. Probably. Alea says all Jamaican teachers should demand more from their teachers association. Yes. Fine says they will never recruit more male teachers without increasing the pay. Male will always learn. Males will always lean to higher paying jobs, even if they are more dangerous.
That's true.
So true.
But you could hire male teachers part-time. They don't have to be full-time in the school. A teacher who is a math teacher, English teacher, and so on, could just come in on the sessions and go back to his whatever it is that he's doing. You should offer that too, flexibility in the employment, you know. I don't know. I don't know when we're gonna get it right. I think where our brains are just too lazy, not functioning as it should. And again, that's part of training. That's part of teaching too. You know? When you teach too much conformity in the school, after a while, the child doesn't think anymore. It's like you see, keep saying, "Sit down, shut up. You don't hear me talking. Only put up your hand, ask a question." That's part of training. That's part of classroom management. But you have to allow some flexibility in the individual. You have to allow, you know, some flexibility. So it's like even with Zaven, his mother says, "Mom, they're complaining about Zaven. Zaven keeps disrupting and whatever." Say, then I put him in a higher class. People bored. I put him in a higher class. They have him in a class with baby, keep talking and everything. I'm moving, which they did, and he settled. Then come another complaint now, say, "Oh, he's okay during the class, the school hours, but when he has to do the after school where he's waiting with the other babies, then he gets disruptive again." I said to his dad, "Just pick him up early. Pick him up before he goes to the after thing. Here, keep him with you and so on." And of course, he's good. If you have a kid with brain run at 100 miles an hour, everybody else in this class will run at 20 miles an hour. What do you expect of that? So the kid whose brain running at 5 miles per hour and the kid whose brain running at 100 miles per hour, and the average is 50. But if I'm running at 5, I have a problem. Both of them will have a problem. Right? So we have to balance it.
Currency says, if them still using pen and paper, how they going to create database? What database about? Them can't download a database. Them can't download a database. You see, nobody's thinking. That's the thing. Where's the vision? Where is looking past your nose and looking into the future and imagining what do you want this future to look like? Even a simple thing now like this nonsense paper about them the passport. When Zana's ever born, we see the mother with a book. So you go to the clinic, them writing it, yes, the child get there. And you go to the doctor, and doctor, I'm saying, where's the database? Where's the database? When the kid get the vaccination, it should be, you upload the thing to the database, man. Yeah, when the child is going to the school, why you tell the mother to come with paper to show you? Crazy. So, like, I agree with the passport initiative because half the time we forget when vaccination to do or whatever, and the book is a good reminder. As the guardian, right? But I do think, in addition to the book, the hospital really need their own database where they've inputted the same information from the passport on it. And that translates to when you register for school and into other systems.
Yeah. Guys, I don't know when we're going to get there, but it seems all the bright people have migrated. All the A students gone. So the students who should have been here to have the knowledge and the foresight, the vision and so on, they're all overseas. So we are left with people just doing same thing, over and over and over.
But no, not the passport, it's a real upgrade from the immunization card that used to have for me.
Yeah, it's a real upgrade. But when they were doing that, didn't they think of getting a database? This is 2024.
Mhm.
This is 2024 now. This is not the year 2000. This is not 2024.
It can't be worse than when I go clinic and they give me a little cardboard with my name and a number on it. And the lady says, you must carry this every time you come clinic. I was like, they don't even laminate it. Not even laminate it.
You want too much. Look at free clinic. How much you pay when you go to the clinic?
Zero.
So the clinic there is like a holiday affair. Clinic there is like a socializing.
I know, because people always complain, I can't get wet, that number rub off, and I can't find it. But there's no database there. I mean, I don't even see one computer at the clinic. Everything is file and book and paper and everything.
Poor doctor. The poor doctor. So if them lose your file, they've lost everything.
A big fire, big rain come, lose everything.
But Tony, you use like a clip there for socialize, man. At least you get to get into the clinic, talk to the people, or while you're there, you're talking to them about buying house and so on.
Now we talk.
Because this is a whole day thing.
Thing. Currency Walk said, Tony, some of them dunks like bat. And Ruby says, true, Tony, you can be an advisor to the government. And are they paying teachers for retirement properly or years after? Teachers get good retirement. If they don't get good pay from start, they can't get good retirement.
No, sir. A lot of them make it up with extra lessons.
Fayud says, my cousin was a master teacher in Jamaica and came to the US last year and got a job at a charter school, making 300 to 400% more than he was making in Jamaica. See, we lost a good teacher.
Yeah, that's a good teacher.
Marsha says,
because I'm sure she'd prefer to be in Jamaica.
Yeah, Marsha says these baby moms and dads are resilient on the school to train the child in the upright ways. Parents lack the education, no book sense, and leave the child to be educated by the streets and peers.
Yes.
The Bible says foolishness is bound up in the hearts of a child. They need a village. True.
Yes.
Hurricane Gilbert says, I get the feeling that Miss D is very passionate about this topic. Hurricane, we have to be. We have Xander and David. All this hard work we're doing now.
Yeah.
And they will move it to 2 bounce back. We can't have that happening. We have to train them.
I had to wise up because I had Tony at 17. So I had to get with it very early. So I had Tony at 17, Rachel at 28, I think it was. But I know, having read lots of books, the only way out of, if you're born in a poverty, like myself, the only way out is the education. There's just no other way out, guys. You have to educate, right? Now, there's 2 types of educations that people not realizing. There's a formal and there's an informal. So the formal is the whole school thing, get a degree and a certification and blah, blah, blah. The informal is the streets. So I hear somebody talk about being learned and trained by the streets, but the streets education is also important. Because guess what? What I've realized, I have both. So I have the formal. I went ahead and got all the degree. I didn't step into a university till I was 29, after Rachel was born, right? So I skated through with my 5 O-levels, and I only got 5 O-levels, guys. Not 5 O-levels. I got 2 O-levels and 3 CXCs, right? And then after that, I got pregnant with Tony right after. So the formal and the informal have to come together if you're going to get to the next level of building wealth. Now,
We talk about people's earnings and so on. But I'm here to tell you, it's not what you earn, it's what you do with it. What you do with it is determined by a different kind of education. Because the truth is, we could give all the teachers in the world all the money in the world. 99% of them will be broke. Like I was reading an article of a basketball player who earned a much million and is now broke. Now working for Shaq O'Neal. I was reading it at 5 a.m. this morning. Came across my feed. We could give you all the money in the world. You could be the best doctor and the best politician and the best this and all of that, and you get big money, big money, big money. You earn it. But without the other part of the education, you're going to lose it. You're not going to be able to build on it or make the money keep coming, keep flowing, just like rain go up and it come down, rain go up and it come down. It's a cycle. You have to learn how to cycle money. If you don't learn how to cycle money, you get it and it stops. You have to learn how to keep it moving, keep it flowing. And keep it flowing to you too, not keep it flowing to other people. Because whether you keep it flowing or not, money's going to flow. So when you collect your salary and you flow it to flow and flow it to Digicel and flow it to the water commission and the tax man and everybody, and you don't find a way for the money to come back to you, if you don't find a way for the money to keep circling, and if you don't find a way for this one geese, so your one goose is your pay. That's your pay now. Your golden goose. It laying one egg now called a salary. That's all it laying. One egg called a salary. But that one egg called a salary, you split it up and you send it out and you send it gone. But you don't find a way for the golden geese to lay more than one egg. It has to lay more than one egg. So that each egg is to you. And you must figure out how to flow it back in. Flow it, keep it moving, keep it moving. The formal and the informal education have to come together. Most persons will push to get the formal education. So I had to train my daughters to push to get the formal education. I had to push them through. I had to hold them hand. It's like when in life, it's like you're on a train track, you know. You run on the track. If I let them on too quick, they're going to veer off of the track. So it's similar with Zanas even now. If we let go of their hands too quickly, they're going to veer off the track. We cannot. Even though Tonian is at that age and Rachel is at that age, I have still not let them off the track. They can't. I cannot. Because they're going to veer off the track. They're going to derail the train. They're going to leave me with the pieces for go pick up. So let me tell you something. The rich families in this world, in Jamaica and other countries, do not allow their children to veer off the track. Jamaicans, we allow our children to veer off the track. We allow them to tell us which track them want to go on. Oh, yes. I want to go on the music track, you know. I want to do some DJ music, and I want to do some dancehall, and I want to do medicine, and I want to do teaching, and I want to do plumbing. Yes. All right, so that's the track you're on. But you can't let them on the track. You still have to find a way for all tracks come together and come back to the family. Because remember, the family is the base. The family is the hub. The family is the strength. The family is when that track the derail, which rescue team we have built over here, so figure go over there, so figure pick up these pieces because this track derail. So you have a daughter, she's up on a track. So like when they're in school, I said, do not date until after you finish this degree. Remember that, I'm paying for it. So no dating until you finish this degree. Because I know from experience, a man will come in and derail you off of the track. And me, I'm going to leave you pick up pieces. So I say that. So yes, you date after, but then guess what? You might date now. You pick up wrong, man. What gonna happen now? A train wreck gonna happen now. Where is the base here, so? That have the ambulance and the fire and the this and the rescue team and the this. To go pick up the pieces, wash off everybody, and get them back. Rebuild the track, rebuild the train, rebuild the life, and get them back on track. Or them go on an next track now, a hurricane come blow down them house. Where is the base that is going to do all of that? So this is why you have to hold the track in place, right? And this is why you have to hold them on. You can't release them off the track. So you have to spend a lot of time, because the truth is, one of them picking there up to come take care of you. So if you don't pay attention now and take care of them, allow them, yes, to get on some tracks, but at the same time, you have to be there to guide. You have to say, listen, you have to slow down the train there now. Round the corner is a deep bend. So you have to slow down, put the train in a 10 speed now for go around the bend. You can't make them go around the bend at 50, 60, 80 and go around the bend, boom, it a derail. You, the parent, have to be there to do that. What has happened to a lot of Jamaican parents? They let go their children's hands too early. So they get derailed. So yes, I am passionate about the education, the training, the exposure to the formal and the informal. The informal is why I would take Xander on a construction site, for argument's sake, take him to the market, teach him certain things about money and so on, types of friends that he's to engage with and so on. That is the informal education. Both have to go together. Both have to go together. If it not come together, he might go make all the money in the world. I'm going to turn get big job and this and get all the money in the world. And the truth is, in 2024, even in the 1900s, can't survive without money. You told it.
Yeah, Mom, we need to wrap up work.
Oh, we need to wrap up. What time is it now?
8:02.
8:02. Yes, guys. So you see how passionate I am about the education. Poor people can't make it without that. That is the key. That is the key. Prime ministers before us have said it. And believe me, it is the key. Nothing else going to get you out of this.
Greg is asking.
Make sure they're medicated.
I see you
read the comments.
House for 20 million. Are the real estate prices settling down, or is the seller looking for a quick sale?
If you're in the top end of the market, you might can find some deals. If you're in the 50 million and over, you have that kind of money. And depends. Prime is not settling. So prime is not going to go down. Prime, and I said prime, I mean really prime locations. Those are still going to command some serious money, right? Because remember, in prime is only a certain seller owns prime. Only a certain type of person owns prime, right? Those persons not feeling around for money. I'm already have money. In the lower end of the market, there's demand. So that is what keeps those prices. In the lower end, there's demand. There is more people running after the same $15 and $20 million house. So that demand keeps those prices there. All right. In the middle, scarcity. We can't find things in the middle that make sense. So that's the problem that you're having.
Observer said,
oh, somebody was asking about EcoStead. Tony, you have we visited a river. You have the videos to do, or you never put them together yet? So we might have a meeting today at 2:00. Depends on if Tony has her thing sorted. When I come off this aisle, she'll tell me. Mm-hmm. But in terms of EcoStead, so EcoStead, we're closer now. We're closer to getting the conditions. We're closer. So the survey is actually on the ground doing some preliminaries, because we need to fall some trees and do some cleaning up of the location. So that's what I'm focusing on. And I still don't find a coal man yet. But then I make one phone call. I don't do the groundwork yet. I need to go on the ground to find that. But not next week, waiting for the surveyors to kind of go through, give me some space, then I'll get out there.
Observers asking, do they still have the Children's Zone newspaper?
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do. I think it's almost near its 75th year publication.
Yeah, they still have it.
And Observer has one as well. Can't remember what the other one is called. Nature TV says, hi ladies, do you have any information about the new housing development in Cousins Cove, Hanover?
They don't have. I read it. That's Richmond, right? I think so. I read it, but it says they haven't gotten approvals as yet. Guess they were just doing the sensitization meeting for the
community.
yeah. I don't think they have approvals as yet. I would have done the sensitization after I got the approvals, but I guess they did it differently.
I don't think anything will stop them from getting approvals.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, all
Jamaica
that.
need housing. We need
Yeah.
housing. The government glad when you cut up a piece of land because, quite frankly, the government gets more property tax, right? So you have a big piece of land and you only pay 80,000. By the time you cut up that and you get 50 lots outside, everybody pay 80,000. So do the maths.
Yeah.
The long when you do the subdivision.
The Buffalo says, I've actually had to tell the teachers that I'm not the expert in the field and that I will do my best to guide them in doing the assignment. Sometimes I couldn't get past the fancy instructions.
Exactly. Yeah, been there. I've sent back lots of those homework. I said, no. I said, we're not burning up our time.
I didn't know that there's a new housing development, Cousins Cove. Do you know the name?
Type Cousins Cove Richmond. I'm almost sure it will come up. Let me see.
Right. Alea says they are dumbing down our people from thinking. That's so true.
Yes,
And the one says, good morning, Tony. I was the one who called you in Spanish Town Friday. Hi, Dwayne. Nature TV says Richmond Development, but I'm not sure if it started as yet. And Vanessa says, good morning, everyone. Yes, education changes a lot, but we can put it on teachers only. With technology, we have access to information at our fingertips.
We do, but if we can't read and write, heaven help the kid. Just imagine the gardeners and the handymen of this country who have children in school, them can't help them. I've been there, seen that. So firsthand, I know that.
Yeah. Even though it's at your fingertip on your phone, if you don't know what you're looking for,
yeah,
access it
and translate that to teaching. No, it's not gonna happen.
All right.
And then worse when you have a child who's not even interested in this school thing.
Somebody is asking you, how much will the check housing development in Richmond cost?
There is no cost for that yet. But when I went to the meeting, I went to the same type of meeting that Richmond had at Cousins Cove, because that was open to the public. We were told that it's going to be a high-end development. It's on the North Coast corridor. So it will not be low or middle. It's a high-end development. So do the maths on that. If you want to know what's coming, can you share we can share the prospectus. It's there. It's on the NEPA website. Trying to remember who. It's a public document. You see the houses, you see everything. Time frame. I think they will be a little bit off on the time frame now. I'm just quickly trying to see if I can find it. I know it's in my WhatsApp for sure, because I read through the whole thing. It's a really bulky document, but you can go through. What's it called again, Tony?
I have no idea.
No, you just told us.
Check housing development.
Check
is the name of the people private hub engineering, right?
Yeah. It's called the Mommy Bay. It's on the NLA site. We're out of time now. We could go to it, but it's on the NLA site. If I could only find it, I know I have it in my phone. Though. I definitely have it in my phone because I had to. Because I went and looked at it when I was going to the meeting. But it's a high-end development. So if you have your sights on that one, you may have to have deep pockets because it's on the tourist corridor, right? So the government is trying to ensure that whatever goes on that corridor is in keeping with high-end developments because you have Miami Bay estates across the street. Those properties are like $1 million US up. You have Draxall down the road. Properties are like 400 or 500 US up. So that belt is pretty pricey. Oh, here it is. Hold on.
Final report. Is this it? Yeah. Environmental impact assessment, Miami River Development Project for China Harbor Engineering Company Limited.
You found it where?
Google.
So it's public knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
And you post it without any infringement.
Yeah, it's on NEPA's website.
It's on NEPA's side. So there are two there. One is the environmental impact and one is the other. Go to the other one as well because the other one actually outlines and shows you pictures and so on of what's coming.
How do I go to the other one?
You're not sharing your screen though. You were planning to? There are two of them there.
In the chat.
It's under which section again? Try and find it on my phone. I know it have it because I don't. Oh, maybe it's in downloads. I need to go downloads on my phone. I'll get to downloads again. I'll go to Samsung files. Downloads folder. So check. Have it. Impact. You found it?
It's the one that I posted.
Posting it?
I already posted it, the first one. I don't see the second one that you're talking about.
I'm not going to take it down. It's there though. It's two of them is there. It's going to be a big project. It's also going to be a game changer. I think they have plans for hotels, casino, kind of things. Housing development is just the first one, right? Which section you found it under?
I just Googled it.
Or you just
Googled
it?
In the list that's called environmental impact assessment.
Environmental impact assessments, yes. Environmental management. It's there, guys. Search for it if you really want to. If I can find. You have more comments you want to read? Are you good?
No, we're good.
Sure.
Says one thing. Hi, ladies. I have an overgrown lot in Frenchman Heights of St. John's Road. A referral to bush it.
Maybe the man who bushes Palmetto. You have his number? Can send us a WhatsApp. You need somebody on that side. He can probably look at it and determine if he can handle it. Bush as in big trees and so on.
Yeah, with hand, right? Like with a cutlass.
Yeah. Or maybe chainsaw. If you're talking about big trees, I don't know.
Because the equipment at Palmetto is Palmetto. It's at Palmetto. He just comes
Oh,
and
I found it. It's under in environmental impact assessments. So you downloaded which one? Which one? Mommy Bay EIA.
yeah.
All right. So you need check final. That's the one that you need.
Well, they're both on the same page, right?
Yeah, it said download again. I mean, I know it's on my phone.
I sent them the link to the page.
You
If
send
it's
them
on
a
the
link. Right.
page,
Right. So you can read it. One is there too for. So it has material analysis, salvage, schedule.
It says it's just small trees 10 feet tall.
All trees 10 feet tall. So you need a chainsaw. And you want it taken away. All right. So I'm sending you the one the one that shows the houses and things. Tony, you can probably post a link. Document.
How are you sending it to me?
Send it to you on WhatsApp.
I don't see it.
379 pages.
Oh yeah, I found it.
It says Mommy Bay River Development Project. It's the second one you want though. The one report dated November 10, 2023.
I posted it. All right, let's wrap this up. So Marcia says, thank you both for taking the time to give insights and information. Thank you for the chat too, for your questions and insight to make Jamaica better for the future, fruitful and purposeful week ahead. Thanks, Marcia. The Buffalo says, great day. Enjoy yours. Also, Ruby said she sent you some things on WhatsApp, but you haven't looked at it as yet. So, Mom, look for that probably in the week. Just look for it. And then, says the whole lot is full of 10-foot trees. I mean, chainsaw.
What kind of tree? Maca tree. It's a whole thing to keep those trees down. We're having a challenge right now at Port.
Send Mom some pictures. That way she can send the pictures to the workman and we can see if, and the lot number too, so they can go and look.
Yeah, the address.
Yeah, to give our cost. All right, thank you everyone for joining us this week. We are signing off now.
Thank you. We didn't discuss any real estate, but I guess schools are real estate.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to bend that.
Schools are important. Schools are important real estate infrastructure in the country. All right. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Have a good week, everyone.